As I evaluate the endangered Pacific Northwest tree octopus from extinction site, one of the things that I'm first drawn to as I come to this site is the fact that there is a picture of an octopus in a tree. Visually, that is where my eye goes, providing evidence to say that this animal is in fact real, with the fact that there is an octopus in a tree. As I scroll down, I also take note of the fact that there is a map representing the habitat of where the octopus resides. I can scroll back up to the top and I go through and start looking at the information provided, and they have links representing rainforests, which go along with the concept of the habitat and why these animals live in the trees. There's also a discussion in terms of size. Description is that it has its largest brain to body ratio for any mollusk. And so I'm going through and looking at this site, and I also can come across to why it's in fact not necessarily listed as endangered yet, but why it could very well become endangered. The description describes the fact that it was used as kind of high fashion during the early 20th century, as well as the fact that there are natural predators that the animal needs to be wary of, the bald eagle as well as Sasquatch. Looking at this from a critical eye, I think that the inclusion of Sasquatch would make me start to kind of wonder really what this site is truly about. The fact that it's very visual with the picture and with how you can help with the inclusion of writing to your representatives and being involved, as well as on the sidebar the blog information that is listed, is very believable in terms of looking at this from a critical point of view. As I scroll through, I see that there are tabs across the top which allow me to investigate more. I can go to the sightings tab, and that sightings tab will provide information for me in terms of visuals evidence to prove that the Pacific tree octopus is an existing animal. Here you have a hawk carrying one away. It also includes people's postings of information they've seen or of the octopus and photographs. I think it's interesting that with every posting you have a response from the web editors in terms of giving further information about the Pacific tree octopus. Finally, I think the inclusion of the YouTube video really just adds to, again, that concept of validity, because it's seen on a YouTube video, and I think for a lot of our students that's enough for them to believe that it's truthful because it's on YouTube. Going back to the information site, I can go back and see that there is also a lot of scientific language included. The fact that they have provided kind of the classification terminology for this particular animal, and the discussion of using, again, those scientific words really would cause many students to believe that this is a truthful site because of the scientific language that is included in here. Looking at this from kind of a critical eye, kind of a teacher eye, I guess, I would be interested in understanding where this website comes from. The fact that it is a .net address is a red flag in my mind, where most students, I think, would probably not reference that in terms of it being a questionable site, which is something they are not trained in at this time. So that right there would make me wonder about what the content of this website is. In addition to kind of the questioning of the editor, there's not a lot of information concerning who the editor is or anything like that. So in terms of the website's design, I think it does very well in providing validity and the idea that it's a real website because of just its format. But in terms of looking at it with a critical eye, when you start to kind of see terms like Sasquatch and things like that, you have to wonder. So that's what I believe.